This podcast is brought to you by Three Rivers Energy Partners. In today's episode of Digest This.
Fertilizer prices have been on the move, up 15% just in the first half of 2025.
Autonomous systems like the 360 Rain, natural fertilizers, and data-driven decision-making, they're all part of the toolkit for the next decade.
We will be supplying our fertilizer at a discount compared to commercial fertilizer.
Welcome to Digest This, Unpacking Our Sustainable Future, where we dive deep into the latest developments in sustainability and renewable energy. Join us in exploring the pioneering solutions and technologies that are shaping our future. Now, let's dive into today's episode.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Digest This, Unpacking Our Sustainable Future. I'm Alex, and as always, I'm joined by Emily. Emily, how's it going?
Hey Alex, I'm good. Excited for today's episode. We're pivoting today's episode from the renewable energy side of sustainability over to the regenerative agriculture side.
For us, those two things go hand in hand. True sustainability is about making your approach full circle, and the regenerative ag side of our company is what completes that circle.
That's right, and there's a lot happening in the world of sustainable agriculture, especially with fertilizer markets. It's been a wild ride this year.
Yeah, no kidding. So let's dive right in. Fertilizer prices have been on the move, up 15% just in the first half of 2025 according to the World Bank. And it's not just a general increase. Triple superphosphate, or TSP, is up 43%, and DAP, diammonium phosphate, has jumped 23%. That's huge.
It really is. And what's driving this isn't just one thing. We're seeing strong demand, but also a lot of trade restrictions and supply shortfalls. China, for example, has kept its export restrictions on nitrogen fertilizers, which has had a ripple effect globally. Their nitrogen exports dropped by more than 90% last year, and those restrictions are still in place.
Yeah, and it's not just China. Belarus is still facing sanctions, and the EU has started phasing in tariffs on nitrogen-based fertilizers from Russia and Belarus. All of this is squeezing supply, and, well, you know how markets work. Less supply, same or more demand, prices go up.
Exactly. And even though some input costs have eased, like natural gas and ammonia prices, have actually come down a bit this year, other costs, like liquid sulfur, have tripled since the end of 2024. So it's a mixed bag for producers, but overall, the affordability for farmers has gotten worse. The affordability index for DAP, for example, is now higher than it was at the peak in early 2022.
That's a big deal. I mean, when fertilizer gets less affordable, farmers have to make tough choices. Do they cut back on fertilizer and risk lower yields? Or do they eat the cost and hope commodity prices make up the difference? It's a tough spot.
And it's not just a short-term thing. The World Bank expects the fertilizer price index to go up another 7% this year before maybe stabilizing in 2026. But there are a lot of risks, like if trade restrictions get even tighter. And, long-term, the nitrogen fertilizer sector has to deal with its high carbon footprint, which could push the industry toward lower emission alternatives.
So, for farmers, adapting to these volatile input costs is going to be key. Some might look at more efficient application methods, or even alternative fertilizers. And, that's actually a perfect segue into what we were promoting at the Forward in the Field event in Tennessee. Should we jump into that?
Let's do it. So, last month, Three Rivers Energy Partners hosted Forward in the Field in Franklin County, Tennessee. It was a great turnout. Local farmers, bureau members, and a lot of folks interested in the future of ag tech. The big highlight was the live demo of the 360 Rain system.
Yeah, and I gotta say, seeing the 360 Rain in action was pretty impressive. For anyone who missed it, this is a fully autonomous, precision liquid fertilizer system. It applies liquid stillage grain digestate fertilizer directly to crops, which is not only efficient but also supports long-term soil health. It's a real game changer for sustainable farming.
Absolutely. And what I love about this system is how it ties into our broader mission at Three Rivers Energy Partners. We're not just talking about sustainability, we're actually helping farmers put it into practice. By using natural fertilizers like the digestate from our renewable energy projects, we're closing the loop and returning nutrients to the soil. It's a win for the environment and for farm efficiency.
And, this kind of innovation is what's going to help farmers weather the volatility we talked about earlier. If you can use a local renewable fertilizer source and apply it more precisely, you're less exposed to global price swings. Plus, you're building healthier soils, which pays off in the long run.
Right. And looking ahead, I think the most promising innovations are the ones that combine technology with sustainability. Autonomous systems like 360 rain, natural fertilizers, and data-driven decision-making, they're all part of the toolkit for the next decade. And as we've seen in previous episodes, whether it's energy storage or grid modernization, the real breakthroughs happen when you bring together new tech and practical on-the-ground solutions.
Yeah, and it's not just about the tech itself, but how it's adopted and supported by the community. Which brings us to the people who are really making a difference, like Tracy and Katie Robinson, who were recognized at the event. Should we talk about that?
Definitely. So at Forward in the Field, we got to celebrate Tracy and Katie Robinson, who were recently named Tennessee Farm Bureau's Young Farmer of the Year for 2024. Their leadership and commitment to innovation really set the tone for the event. And to honor them, Three Rivers Energy Partners donated $2,500 to the Franklin County Farm Bureau Women's Committee. That money's going to support youth development, educational outreach, and programs empowering women in agriculture.
Yeah, and I think that's such an important part of what we do. It's not just about the technology or the business model, it's about building real partnerships with local leaders. We will be supplying our fertilizer at a discount compared to commercial fertilizer, and in some cases getting the tech to apply it for the farmers. But it also means we're in it for the long haul, supporting the community, and making sure these solutions actually work for the people using them.
And those partnerships really accelerate sustainability. When you have local champions like the Robinsons, and you're investing in education and outreach, you create a ripple effect. More farmers get involved, more people see the benefits, and the whole community moves forward together. It's something we've touched on in past episodes, whether it's microgrids in Alaska or biogas projects in rural America. Local engagement is what makes these projects stick.
Yeah, and honestly, it's what keeps me excited about this work. Every time we see a new partnership or a community event like Forward in the Field, it's a reminder that sustainability isn't just a buzzword. It's something real people are building, day by day. And I guess that's a good place to wrap up for today. Emily, any final thoughts?
Just that I'm grateful to be part of these conversations in this community. There's a lot of work ahead, but seeing the progress on the farm, in the lab, and in the community gives me hope. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon with more on the future of sustainable business and renewable energy. Emily, always a pleasure.
You too, Alex. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for listening to Digest This, Unpacking Our Sustainable Future, a Three Rivers Energy Partners podcast. Three Rivers Energy Partners is a renewable energy company that empowers organizations with the ability to create a sustainable future by converting organic waste streams into renewable energy and resources. To get the latest episode of Digest This, or to find out more about Three Rivers Energy Partners, visit threeriversenergy.com or find us on LinkedIn, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. The sustainable future is being created right now. Keep exploring and keep up to speed with the latest in renewable energy and sustainability. See you next time.